Trump invades Venezuela. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Come on, understand the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakatham. And of course, Trump is doing what the American empire does, which is invade countries that don't want to cooperate, because the world is not run by democracy. The world does not have autonomy. There are leaders and followers of the world, okay? And no matter what they try to pitch to you, and with the United Nations and free and fair elections and democracy and all of this, that's just the image, man. The image is set up for the people to worship, but the elites, they are intrinsically hypocrites, okay? They're the wicked, all right? Whatever they're telling you at the populace, at the mass at large, they're doing the opposite. Didn't Trump campaign on he's going to be the president of peace? But yet here he is sending warships over there to Venezuela. Now, why are they doing that? Okay, now they're going to tell you it's the drugs, just like back when Hugo Chavez days, they told you there was a threat of socialism. We had to stop socialism. Well, isn't it their right to be socialists? Okay, that's what a democracy is, isn't it? It's the freedom to choose, you know. But they went in there to overthrow Hugo Chavez, because ultimately they're the mafia, man, and they've been running drugs in there ever since, man. Okay, there's been so much cocaine coming out of Colombia, Venezuela, you know, that whole area where you know, basically the tribe of Asher is predominantly, you know, the northern part of South America. Ever since then, okay, because it's really his business. It's an underground business, okay. You got to ask yourself, how did they get this much drugs over here to begin with? It's not Jake able to go and have these elaborate, you know, transnational organizations that can move that much weight and get them inside of the inner cities for decades and decades and decades. Only Esau can do that. He's really literally the only one that has the capability of doing that. Okay, so it's not your average nigga you see on the street corner that's a part of this big cartel. You know, they're low level in the inner cities. Okay, how does it get there? Is because Esau wants it there. So now he's telling you today, it's like we got to stop the drugs now. Okay, but he's the ultimate drug dealer, man. What do you think he was doing over there in Afghanistan? Okay, he's getting them poppy flowers, man. That poppy, okay, to propagate his opium, okay, and which really is the main fuel of the opioid crisis. It's why it exploded, because they were able to get it. Pfizer and different companies like that were able to get it for so cheap, because they were able to occupy Afghanistan and get all of those resources, man. Okay, that's what America is, man. Okay, Frank Lucas and all of those guys back in the day, those guys got compromised at a certain point. Diddy's father, as a matter of fact, was working for Frank Lucas, who was known as was a known informant. Okay, so Esau's always known about these drug cartels and these drug trades and these drug kingpins, always, and he's always not destroyed them but infiltrated them, because ultimately he wants to destroy you. He doesn't want cocaine off the streets. He wants a cut. All right. So now Pam Bondi's getting on television telling you that you know he's a narco terrorist. That's the term that they're using, narco terrorism. It's narcotics, and he's a terrorist because he's a dictator and he wasn't elected. He's not the legitimate leader. Well, it ain't up for you to decide whoever the legitimate leader is, but we know that's what he was going to do anyway, because the scriptures say what? This nigga is the hammer of the earth, man. Okay, he's the hammer of the earth. Now, the real reason that Venezuela is the target as of right now is because, one, they successfully got around Trump. Trump tried to overthrow them back then. They tried to install this nigga named Juan Guaido, okay, as the president of Venezuela, and the people there revolted, man. They literally put hands on that nigga, man. Okay, he was wearing a suit and a tie and everything. They were like, man, you ain't the leader. Okay, because Venezuela, in the days of Hugo Chavez, he set up these separate, like, I forget how he did it exactly, but he's got all of the police and the military. It's all decentralized into these different factions of militia groups. So Esau cannot just infiltrate one and just take over the head and get the whole militia group. He's got to infiltrate every single faction of it. So he kind of balkanized the military, and so Esau cannot overthrow it. And that's one of the main reasons Trump couldn't overthrow him last time, and that's why Juan Guaido as the puppet leader did not work. Okay, it's because the people were not able to be overrun militarily, okay, by one person. Now you go over there, some of the countries in Africa, it's quite simple. All of the military rolls up to one guy. You take him off, or pay this guy, pay that guy, and then the whole army follows you, and they do what you got to do. You can put whatever leader you want there, okay. But he could not do that with Venezuela, and so that therein lies the problem. So what he's got to do now, okay, now that he's given them the offer they couldn't refuse, and then they refused it, all right, and I'm gonna get to the offer in a second. Now the military's got to show up. See, that's what he does. He shows you peace at first, just like he did the Gadites, okay. He tries to sign a treaty with you or a deal, but really it ain't really a deal. He's telling you what to do, but he's trying to get you to agree with it before he shows his true horns. Just like a serpent, man. A serpent will sit in a bush and just blend in until make you think like he's part of the the landscape, okay. But as soon as you get closer within striking range, what happens? Okay, he lashes out, he bites you, man. Okay, and this is what you have. This is the MO of Esau Edom, who is the so-called white man, predominantly, all across the four corners of the globe. This is how he gets down. Okay, so now he's faked the treaty, he's faked diplomacy, he's faked, taking the high road, so to speak, and they refused it. So now the military is showing up. So now he's got what, 4,000 Marines mobilizing, okay? And this is the exact. They literally just did this a couple months ago with Iran, okay? They mobilized all of those warships and said, look, we're not gonna attack Iran, unless this and that, or if we do attack them, it'll be in a month or 2 weeks. Trump attacked them way before that, okay? You see, that's what he did. He mobilized them first, and then he just attacked them, okay? So I believe that the attack on Venezuela is imminent. It's about to be a time of trouble for the Northern Kingdom, okay? And just know, it's about to get way worse. But the main reason why they're the target, like I was alluding to earlier, is because Venezuela has by far the most oil. Okay, I think Saudi Arabia has like the highest compared to most other countries, and I think they have like 4 or 5 times the amount that that Saudi Arabia has in terms of reserves. Now, they're not going to outproduce Saudi Arabia because Saudi Arabia has been, their refineries are next level. And I believe the oil that they have in Saudi Arabia, it's a lot easier to refine. That's some of the best oil in the world in terms of when it comes out of the ground versus getting it to the state that they need to, get it in barrels and sell it. And I think it's going to be that the oil in Venezuela, I think it's more crude. So the refineries are going to be more expensive, and they don't have the infrastructure set up. But in terms of reserves, they got far more, man. Okay, far more, man. Okay, that's the land of Asher there, man. Okay, and so that's the real reason Trump is really over there. He doesn't care about drugs. He doesn't care about making the world a better place. He cares about locking down those resources. Okay, that's why they want Iran, because Iran has a substantial amount as well. Okay, you look at the top 5 countries of oil. I believe it's America, Russia, Canada, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Venezuela, maybe a few others. Okay, so if they can take Iran and Venezuela, they will literally never have to worry about energy ever again if they can take over those countries. But we know the end game here. Okay, we know what prophecy says and how this thing is going to go down. But nevertheless, this doesn't stop this guy from just making war everywhere, man. All right. And Trump is pissing everybody. He literally has betrayed MAGA 4 or 5 times now within the first 7 months. And I would say it's more than that, but I mean openly betrayed them. Like actively told them they was going to do this and then did the opposite. Okay. He did it with Epstein. He did it with bombing Iran. He's doing it again with Venezuela, all right. And so now everything is fractured, man. But y'all are going there no matter what. This thing is gonna go off no matter what, man. Okay, because this is the Lord's show, man. Okay, the Lord decides who are the rulers and who are the subjects. Okay, that's Daniel 4:17. Okay, so well, I foresee an imminent attack on Venezuela, and we knew that this guy was going to be on that. This whole thing about him being a peace, that's a complete lie. Okay, he's trying to make you feel better. He's trying to get the food together and the chemicals out of it. But hey, don't hold your breath on none of that, man, because this nigga is a pure liar, man. Okay, all right, he's a showman. Okay, he's not a doman. He's a showman. All right, so I expect more breaking news to come out on the Venezuela front and all of the downstream effects of that, because I suspect that Venezuela and Russia were getting ready to, click up, and that's a big no-no. I don't think he got I don't think he heard everything he wanted to hear when he had that recent meeting with Putin. Putin met with him, and it was probably, didn't go that well. Okay, I don't think it was nothing hostile, but it didn't go well because, see, Trump is accomplishing an agenda on behalf of these small hats. Okay, and it is subjugation of the entire planet and basically to destroy it. Whatever the villains in the movies and TV shows of world domination and plunging the world into darkness, that's literally this nigga, man, and his vision for the world. Okay, so Yahweh Shai has to come back. All right, but that's what I believe is going on through the spirit, that Russia is somehow linked with their ties to Venezuela, just like Panama was linked with China over there, and he declared that to be a big no-no. Okay, so we're gonna see, man. Lord willing, this thing pops off soon, and World War III, pops off within the next few months, because we still haven't gone back from World War III. Netanyahu's still licking his chops over there at Iran. So any day now we could be out of here. So hopefully this was edifying. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakapadah Shalom. Kwam Yasharov.